It is NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. From American Airlines Center in Dallas, tonight, the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Miami Heat. Opening tip won by the Mavericks, and we're underway in Dallas. Brunson to Hardaway. Brunson. That's no good. Jay, sometimes it's not just the Heat that does opponents in Miami.
I've been a victim to this multiple times when we have played the Heat, and I think other franchises from cold cities have been the same. There's a reason why the Miami Heat have such an advantage down here on South Beach. You catch them on an off night, it's rare that opposing teams are ready to play.
Mavericks with the basketball to Porzingis. And he stepped out of bounds, turns the ball over. Dragic into the front court. 2-point advantage. Here comes the screen. Butler for two. Jimmy Butler has got 2 shots coming. A career 83% free throw shooter. First free throw is good. And gets both to drop at the line. It's the Mavericks right now at the controls. Brunson to Luka Doncic. The Heat grab the board. Dragic with it. Leads 4. To Butler. Screen coming. Butler. Can't connect.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jump.
Butler to bring it up. Leads a bucket. Dragic to Butler. Kristaps Porzingis with the block. Oh, he had it. Brunson. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
It's the Heat with the possession to Butler.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Doncic to Brunson. Here comes the screen. Brunson to Luka Doncic. Hardaway to Luka Doncic. For 3. Brunson forced that one. Well defended.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
To Waiters. Down to 5 on the 24. Dragic goes to the left side. Butler. His first effort off the mark. KP, Kristaps Porzingis. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Butler to Dragic. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Using the post to his advantage there, and the finish at the rim.
The assist from number 77.
Deep 3 at the buzzer. We played a quarter of basketball here on New Year's Day. Jay and I are back after this. It's a special presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. One quarter down. Neither side really distinguished itself. Jay, what stood out?
I really like what I'm seeing. Both teams look engaged. There's some trash talking going on the court. I think this has a making to be a big-time game.
Shot from the lane won't go. Mavericks with the possession. Count the basket at the rim.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Butler into the front court. 10-6 our score. To Dragic. Lays it up and in.
Well, he finished strong because he was able to initiate the contact. When you initiate the contact first, you bounce off the defender, which balances you at the rim.
Doncic to Hardaway. Brunson to Luka Doncic. Has a chance. Add 2 points to the board.
I don't know what halftime evaluation will be worse, the ankles or the bruised ego.
Dragic with the basketball. The score 12-8. Doesn't have the touch. No good.
We call some of these players practice players. You know, the guys that make 5 out of 10 shots in practice, but then all of a sudden they're not gamers because then they're making 1 of 10. That's exactly what you want him to do. You want him to take those kind of shots.
Cruises inside for 2.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Dragic into the front court. Down 6. Nothing going here on that drive. Dragic. Short jumper misses. To Hardaway. To Luka Doncic. Wide open look, won't go.
You see, Ed, this is where coaches get fired. It's great to have good offensive sets, but if you can't execute, then the play was a failure.
To Waiters. To Dragic. Five to shoot for Miami. The jumper's off the mark. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Dallas owns the basketball. To Brunson. The screen sets him up for 2.
I'd say his game is translating to the league just fine.
Dragic with it. Now down 6. Off the assist.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease. To
to Brunson. From the painted area, won't go down. Dragic with the basketball. Down 4. Butler to Waiters. Big finish at the rim.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Beyond the arc for 3. Luka Doncic, marked man. Shot altered and no good. Late heave to beat the buzzer. Time expires to end the first half. The Mavericks have the lead.
Thanks, Ed. Let's get right into the action here. The Mavericks are in a tight battle after 2 quarters. It's obvious how these guys score the majority of their points, and that's in the paint. They did a great job of scoring down low. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Dallas Mavericks. The Heat aren't down by much after 2 quarters. Offensively, when they're in the paint, they've had success. They need to keep that up if they want to take the lead in this contest. These are the guys getting buckets for the Miami Heat.
Game track. Missed threes.
Very poor three-point shooting from these teams thus far. These shooters can't seem to find their stroke.
Player of the half.
Kristaps Porzingis was all over the boards in the first half. You've got to appreciate his determination when shots go up.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in that first half. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
All right, back to the second half. I'll see you after the game.
It's the Heat with the possession. To Waiters. Jimmy Butler for 2. Open look, and he buries it. Defense has to wake up.
Oh my goodness! Someone please patch me into the arena intercom. Clean up on aisle 3.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Free throw try, off the mark. Miami with the basketball. Dragic to Butler. able to convert inside.
Old school equals high percentage.
Brunson to Porzingis. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4 to Porzingis. Ah, that's a 24-second violation. Jimmy Butler. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better. We talk so much about who are the MVP candidates, but there are other guys who are so valuable to their teams, and Jimmy Butler at the forefront of that list.
I have a phrase that I use when I describe players like Jimmy Butler. It's called most valuable mentality. There are certain players that approach the game with a certain mindset every single day that they will do anything possible to win the ball game. He plays with his heart and soul every single possession and every night, and he will leave it on the court if that means he can win the ball game.
Brunson to Luka Doncic. Has a look. Rebounded by the Heat. To Dragic. Here comes the screen. Short jumper off the mark.
And you see so many players quit on the play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
He'd have the basketball. Dragic to Butler. Deep 2 there, won't go.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots, but the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
To Hardaway. Here comes the screen. 5 on the shot clock for the Mavs. To Luka Doncic. Fires the 3. That's good D. Shot no good. Dragic into the front court. 2-point advantage. Butler to Dragic. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
And the true test of a team's character is how they respond when they get hit in the mouth. Keep digging.
Here comes the screen. Baseline drive, but he can't finish. Miami's got it. To Waiters. Dragic. To Butler. Won't go. The follow won't go either. To Luka Doncic. Five on the shot clock for the Mavs. Brunson to Porzingis. Straight on 3. At the buzzer. That's the end of the third quarter. The Heat with the lead. Dallas with the basketballs. We begin the fourth quarter. They trail to this point, but you'd have to say this one's up for grabs.
And the new style we play with in this league, all it takes is 3 quick threes, and you're right back in the ballgame.
Had a chance, but it's no good. Another follows, still no good. It's the Heat with the possession. Dragic to Butler. Takes stock of the floor. Butler to Dragic. Shot clock for the Heat down to 3. Shot won't go.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
Doncic to Brunson. Dallas with 4 to shoot. Brunson to Luka Doncic. Fires the 3. Doncic showing why the Mavs traded up to get him.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
Here comes the screen. Butler. Going to launch beyond the arc. It's Doncic with the board. To Brunson. Oh, the Heat right there to take it away.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Goran Dragic. Small sample size, but making the most of it. He's 1 for 2.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Brunson to Luka Doncic. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
Butler to bring it up. His team up by 1. To Dragic. They'll go to Butler down low. Tough shot and nearly a chance at a 3-point play. No foul.
Sometimes you hear people give all these fancy breakdowns, tell you all these different things they can do. That was just plain old simple bully basketball. Muscled his way through the lane.
Hardaway. Rebound comes to Miami. It's the Heat with the possession. Butler to Dragic. And Jimmy Butler won't go.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
Adebayo the rebound. Butler into the front court. Up by 3. Now ready with a couple of free throws.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
Misses the first. And he's able to hit the second after missing that first one. Doncic to Brunson. Porzingis. Tough matchup against Butler. To Luka Doncic. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim, short. Dragic with it. Leads 4. To Butler. The drive. Right to the basket. To the basket is Butler, but he can't finish. Trying to cash in with the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
You've heard it before. Slow and steady wins the race. This approach might be working out after all.
And here's an intentional foul. That's free throws. Clock stops with 13 seconds to play.
Too close to call right now. We're in clock management mode. That was a good play.
First try at the line, no good. Second one's good. Splits the pair. Now a whistle. Dallas will use the timeout. They're going to have to draw something up for an open look at a three.
Smoke-free environment. So we ask that all smoking take place in the designated areas located outside of the arena. Thank you for your cooperation.
No, I missed a short one there, and they'll get the intentional foul. So 2 free throws coming up, and you figure 1 out of 2 could be enough to seal the deal.
Some players are built to handle these moments. On one end, you just sparked your team, and at the same time, you also got under your opponent's skin. Just want to manage through the emotions here and not take it too far.
Good bounce back. Hits the second. It's a 1 of 2 trip. The Mavericks signal for timeout. That's their second of the final 3 minutes. No more timeouts left the rest of the game. That misses with 2 seconds to go. The Heat with the victory as they win this one by 4. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Heat emerged victorious after a tight finish. The statistic that seems to stand out in 3D is their assists. So many of their points were made possible by their team chemistry, and it was great to see. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Miami Heat. The Mavericks finished on the losing end of a close score. When a team goes back and review the film, coach will probably find areas of improvement. But one thing he can't say is they should have shot better. They did a great job of scoring in this game. Check out the leading scores for the Dallas Mavericks.
Game track. Field goals.
From an offensive standpoint, this was a quality game. The same can't be said for the defense. But still, it turned out to be an entertaining matchup.
Player of the game.
The highlight says it all. He's your player of the game. Here are the top 3 plays from the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.